Hey everybody, it's your boy Priority Goes back here with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the world's knockout stage and how absolutely wrong I have been so far, and how I think the finals is going to go and what I'm really excited about for it. Okay, so as you can see on the right hand side of the screen here, we have the actual knockout stage and how it's gone. On the left hand side, we have my pick'ems. As you can see, did not go well for me. There's a lot of red here. And we'll discuss why I think that happened and everything here in just a minute. But first, let's go over what actually happened. So, we had, last time we talked, we had the quarterfinals to go and then the semis. So, we'll cover both of those really quick and then we'll go through my picks and everything like that. So, IG beat Griffin 3-1 very handily. All of these have been 3-1s. It's kind of strange. And I'll discuss why I think that is here in a minute as well. IG beat Griffin 3-1. Fnatic lost to Fun Plus 3-1. SKT beat Spice 3-1. And then G2 beat Damwon 3-1. And then into the semifinals, we had Fun Plus versus IG and SKT versus G2, the rematch of MSI semis. That series did not go anywhere near how I thought it would, but we'll talk about that in a second, like I said. And once again, both of those went 3-1. One Fun Plus beat IG, and G2 beat SKT. So now we have G2 versus Fun Plus in the finals. I think this is going to be a very, very fun series to watch. Fun Plus, no, I'm not going to be that guy. But why I think this is going to be a fun series to watch is a lot because the play styles are very different for these two teams. G2 has the ability to do the fight, like fight all the time, be aggressive, make the plays and everything like that. But they've shown a more controlled version of that in this world tournament so far, where it's they're not picking every fight. They're not turret diving every chance they get and everything like that. Whereas Fun Plus has shown a little bit more aggression with it, where they're going after all these fights. They're doing whatever they can, trying to build any gold lead. And I think that's going to lead to a lot of really, really fun fights and really fun games. I'm hoping this series goes 5 games. Personally, I think G2 is going to win it, but I could see Fun Plus winning it if they get a couple of those fights in their favor. I think G2 in total looks more like a controlled team right now. Looks more like a better team right now. So I'm hoping that they win. Although I don't want to see the World Trophy go to Europe. I also don't want to. I also think they're the better team right now. Caps has been a monster, but so is Doinby. So that mid lane matchup is going to be fun to watch. Those two going at it is going to be great. And Doinby's shown some weird picks. Like in the IG series, he was playing Nautilus and Rumble, like mid. Like these are not picks that we've seen in a long time or ever. And it led to some fun gameplay. So yeah, I want to see this series really badly. I'm hoping it goes 5 games. But the trend has been 3-1, and why the trend has been 3-1 makes a lot of sense here. So what's been happening in a lot of these series is they're splitting the first 2 games, right? They're going 1-1 the first 2 games. And then come game 3, one team either blows it wide open or makes a huge mistake at the end of the game that costs their team that win, right? And then from there, it looks like it's just impacting their mental. Like they're just like, oh my god, we have to, like it becomes we have to win this game now, and they're doing too much at that point. That's honestly what it looks like has happened, or the team's just been outclassed. Like in the Fnatic and Splice series, those teams are just outclassed. So, but in the semis and stuff like that, it's been really even throughout the first 2 games. Second game or third game looks really, really even, and then one mistake happens and the series is over. And the team that capitalized on that mistake, or the team that doesn't make that mistake, wins the series. And it's been like that throughout all of this tournament so far, pretty much. So it's all about making sure that you don't make that mistake or don't let it affect you if you do, right? So we haven't seen a team where they've made that mistake and they've just been like, oh, it's fine, we'll just play next game and win it. And then the mistakes just continue and they pile up. And it's been kind of sad, actually. SKT was a big example of that, with Game 3, they made some mistakes. They got caught with no vision, the missing ultimates and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, excuse me, all of a sudden, Game 3's over. They go into Game 4 and they do too much. They try to do too much, and it cost them that game because they were overreaching. They were doing too much, and they didn't have the ability to do it. So, yeah. So, that's how the tournament's been going so far. Like I said, I'm hoping G2 wins it. I want to see G2 win. I think they'll make some pretty good skins. So would Fun Plus Phoenix, though. So, I'm okay with either of these teams winning. But I think G2 will prevail a little bit more. So, now let's go over my pick'ems and what I think happened here. We kind of discussed it a little bit with teams making little mistakes and stuff like that. The main two ones I want to talk about is the IG Griffin and the Damwon G2 series, because those were the two that I picked to go completely different. And like I was saying, that any of these four teams that get here can go to finals. Like anybody that gets to the quarter or anybody that gets to the semis can go to finals. So those games I feel like are a little bit less to talk about, just because it's, like I said, it's whichever team doesn't make the mistake at this point. Griffin IG. Griffin just looked outclassed, man. The solo laners of IG were monsters in that series, and they destroyed Griffin. And I thought Griffin could win throughout better team play, but they just didn't show any of that in the series, in my opinion. Like, they just weren't themselves. They didn't play good, and it cost them their chance at Worlds. Griffin's got a lot going on internally as an org. I think this might be a part of it, and I think they need to figure that out first before they really look at what they're doing with the team. But IG, they were the defending world champions. They came out and they showed why. They played well. Their solo laners were monsters, and they did fantastic in that series. And then Damwon versus G2, I thought that Damwon could win through their solo lanes, having Showmaker and Nagari, right? Yeah, Showmaker and Nagari, just in my opinion, are a little bit better than Caps and Wonder. But G2 played through bot lane. They played through Perks, and they led their advantages through that. And Perks has been fantastic in this tournament. His Xayah is insane. His Kai'Sa is really good. His other picks we haven't seen a lot out of, or they haven't been near as good. But you can't give that man Xayah. He's the best Xayah in this tournament by far. He's probably the best Xayah player in the world right now, and you just can't give him that. And they did. But their solo laners couldn't do it because they didn't play through, or because G2 wouldn't let them play through the solo lanes, right? They forced the action bot lane. They forced people to fight bot lane, and that's how they won. On to the semis, Fun Plus, in my opinion, their team play was immaculate in that series. They brought out picks that I don't think IG was expecting, like the Rumble and the Nautilus, and there was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of good fights. There was some bad fights, but it was an LPL game. Constant fighting, constant. Like, these two, when they've met, they had like a 1.1 kills per minute or something like that in the LPL. Like, that's insane. And the LPL already has the high average of 8 something, and they were above that. Like, and they showed, and it was the same in this series. It was constant fighting, constant turret dives, and everything. And it was a fun series to watch, and Fun Plus just had the better team play. The solo laners just weren't enough, and Super Carry Doinby is Super Carry Doinby. There's a reason they were the number 1 seed in the LPL in the summer. That's all I'm going to say, and they showed it. G2 versus SKT. I really thought I really think, personally, SKT is just a little bit better version of G2. But they didn't show it. They were not SKT in this series. They were making careless mistakes. They were playing without vision. Like when you think SKT in the past, it's controlled, it's consistent. It's when it comes to Worlds, that mistake they don't make it. It's the other team that's always making it because they're playing against SKT, and SKT just wasn't themselves. They were the ones making the mistakes. They were the ones getting caught without vision. Effort had some really good moments, but he was making a lot of mistakes in this tournament. Even Faker at times, simple things like recalling before an Elder Dragon spawned that Klid ended up saving. Getting caught out in bad positions multiple times. It was, for some reason, it wasn't SKT's version of League. It wasn't SKT being SKT. It was more G2 that was playing like what you'd expect SKT to play. The control, the catching the other mistakes, reacting instantly to those situations, and making sure you capitalized on them. G2 looked really good in this series. Caps was a monster. He played really well. Perks was good. Wonder was good, except for one game. Wonder got demolished, but it happens. It was a disappointing year for the Korean teams. Normally, I put all my faith in Korea. Like you can see, I picked one, I picked SKT, I picked Griffin, and they just didn't perform up to their standards, in my opinion, this year. Fun Pluses looked phenomenal. G2s looked good. So, this finals is going to be a really good matchup, and I'm really excited to watch it come Sunday. I'll make another video afterwards. I'll do a little bit more in-depth because it'll just be the 5 games, hopefully, 3 to 5 games. So we can do a little bit more in-depth into what we saw, what the picks were, what happened in the games, and everything like that. But that's going to be it for today. I'm going to leave you at that. Let's hope for a fun series here. I want a 5-gamer finally instead of these 3 ones. But have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace.